So, looking at the extreme voltage circuits, which are over here, this is going to be the end of us. This is literally the end right here, the clean room. Plascrete and polypropylene, both of which I don't really have access to. Now, the clean room is a hollow multi-block free of contaminants with most new circulated clean room. Yeah, we understand what a clean room is, but how do we make a clean room? Well, I'm not too sure, honestly. It looks, oh my gosh. Polyethylene sheets and frame boxes. That is not too bad. Filter casings, however. Oh dear, polypropylene. Get out of here. You're not allowed to exist, polypropylene. That's not allowed. No, not at all. Why is this thing so big? Nobody needs a clean room this big. Also, why the heck is there glass windows on this? You don't need glass windows on a clean room. Okay, that was even funny. Okay, let's just move on. We need to take our halide evaporate deposits over here. Polypropylene is going to require us to indulge in the oil industry. I'm kind of excited. Actually, I'm not excited because I don't have room for this. Shift F3G. We can make room. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. It's 3 on 3. And will give us this, which is the perfect shape for eradicating stone. Get out of my base. Ain't no stone allowed to exist here. And that should be the wall. And this takes no time at all, fellas. Check this out. We have completely eradicated an entire section of the base in less than 5 seconds. That is quite insane. As much as I would like to be done, there is a final mission remaining for us here. To get the titanium. To get to the bed. And that is the clean room. Arguably, this is going to be a worse task than the polyethylene. Or actually, the polytetrafluoroethylene. That, when I thought that was bad, I did not realize what was awaiting me. Because this is terror. But I believe that if we put effort into this, we will prevail, and we will have plascrete. Let's get started with oil first, though, because you need oil to get propylene. Yes, it is an inarguable fact. You need oil for this. And for getting oil, we're probably going to end up using an actual distillation tower. Fun. But first, we got to do all the low voltage stuff. Alright, so the machine we're going to need to build for oil stuff. Let's go back all the way to low voltage. Back in the day when things were actually quite easy. The first step is making diluted oil. So we got to mix this diluted oil with water in a mixer, which is the easiest machine we have to build today. This guy is going to carry us to victory. Alright, so after we detect that, then we have to do this, which is the LV electromagnetic separator to get desalted oil. Which, you need to process this through the electrostatic separation. And this device was added a long time ago, back when we were in Season 1, and this thing was... the thing about it is that it's not the electromagnetic separator which we used to use for this. Yeah, you used to use the electromagnetic separator, but now it's this electrostatic separator, which I think it makes more sense. I don't know. I don't really remember. I mean, what I know is that you just kind of let the salt solution sit there and it just does its thing, but I don't know. Honestly, it could work though with electrostatic because the salt ions, because they're disassociated into the water and stuff, or into the liquid. You could technically just separate them out using electricity, which makes it way faster, and why it would be better for that industrially. Less time means more progress. Alright, so the final step is sulfuric oil fractions. Now this requires us to use a distillery. And you can use the low voltage distillery, or you can use the big one. Which we're probably going to use the big one. Hopefully we have enough polytetrafluoroethylene that soon we're going to be able to finish this, because I am concerned that we might actually just hit the end of the line soon. Where we, what I mean is that we're going to hit the end of this line very quickly. And then, well, actually we might just run out of the stuff that we need for this line, or the titanium line. So we're going to use this 8 times battery buffer, a low voltage transformer, and several other machines to get our energy into the system. So basically how this setup would go, remove these guys. We don't need them here. Not yet. What? They did not do things properly. It was kind of confusing, and I was concerned for a second. But it doesn't matter. We're gonna take this, and then we're gonna do this. Actually, yeah, no, that's the only way we can do that. I was thinking we might be able to do it another way, but nah. That ain't gonna work. That'd cause our low voltage machines to explode. So take the stainless steel drill. We need the wires. What kind of wires? Superconductors. Guess what? Anytime this guy shuts down or gets one of these guys removed, then this thing does this thing, and the whole thing is finished. Yeah. So basically, we're constantly able to produce magnesium diboride wires in unlimited quantities now, which is insane, because this is a byproduct of our polytetrafluoroethylene. This is a byproduct of basically our everything, and if we process the other stuff, oh my, it's finishing another one. Well, now we need 6 more. How amazing, how wonderful. Now, how do we get 6 more? Well, we need carbon dioxide or carbon monoxide, which both we don't have any, except unless we were to just go ahead and I guess we could use this guy to make carbon monoxide. We're gonna make some silicon wafers today, then. That seems like a great idea. Why don't we do that? Let's do it. What the heck is this? That should not be like that. What? Okay. I see that this guy is doing funny business here. Oh my! It seems we've ran out of rubber. Well, guess what? We constantly make rubber. We have unlimited supplies of rubber. We can never run out of this stuff. So even if we run out downstairs, we're gonna be fine. The rubber stock ain't never gonna run out. Anyway, that's enough for conveyor belt, which we're gonna use to make this guy actually work the best way possible for collecting carbon monoxide. Because we need a large quantity of carbon monoxide, we'll have to set this guy up to do that for us. Now, this process that we're about to do requires silicon dioxide, as you all may know. It's produced over by this line, the stainless steel line, as a side product of chromium processing with ultramafic tailings. And this gives us that silicon dioxide. But we also need carbon, which is a product of ore processing. Also, you can find carbon at the aluminum plant. You can find carbon at like several different places. It is a very expensive material, although we do have a bit of it. The reason it's expensive is because the manufacturer, I have to go out of my way to do different things to get it. And also, this guy is shut down for some reason. So another way of us getting the carbon monoxide is to run this system, which starts off with me processing all of these trees into syngas, basically, which is a fuel for gas turbines. However, we don't use it as fuel, we use it to produce methane directly. Basically, what I mean is that we run this thing through the thing, we get syngas, and then we process the syngas through pressure swing absorption, giving us all of the components to make methane, which is an important chemical. And that's why I've converted all of the steam array to not be steam. Exactly. Well, I mean, I've converted all of the original turbines to be steam, actually. That's what I'm... You know, I am having a very not good way of saying things today. That's, quite not well. Okay, so basically, we just shove the rubber in here. It does its thing. Then we can take some of this. And we're gonna move it down. Because we don't need creosote oil at all. So we're just gonna process this. So if this has ammonia solution in it, which it has 10K right now, it won't actually do its job. Empty that out. It will make syngas from that. And the other method, which is upstairs, processing the coal coke. So it's likely that the line is already shut down. But what we can do to get things up and running again. Oh crap, my wire cutters. They are broken. The wire cutters are broke. You see this? This is not good. You see, when the wire cutters break, that means I have to make new ones. And no, I do not like doing is making new ones. So, to make a new wire cutters, we're going to run plates of aluminum through here. We're going to make rods on the lathe. And then we're going to make wire cutters. It should be no trouble at all. It should be pretty easy. Wow. Quite a large variety of different wire cutters. Although, what is that? It's aluminum. That's aluminium. Make that, please. Just do it. Good. we're getting back on track with this video because we're working on oil stuff, right? Well, basically, electrostatic separator, this guy. Now, what's going to happen with this is that it's going to output upwards, this guy's going to output this direction, and these are all going to be fluid outputs, no matter if they output items or not. The reason being is that fluid outputs are way cheaper than item outputs are when it comes to cover making. If you make covers, more expensive to make a pump than a conveyor belt. Now we should just be able to connect this. That should do. And don't put a machine here, unless you want your base to explode. Now, as far as batteries go, this guy has some in it already. We'll just take some of his. I'm sure that guy won't mind. I mean, it's part of his job is to charge these guys, after all. And I can just make more batteries later. It's fine. It's completely acceptable to do this. So, oil will be supplied through barrels that we collect from the surface. The carbon monoxide is completed. So basically now, we have around 26,000, which is much more than well, that's not more than we had before. It will still do the trick for getting us the methane we need, because we're gonna need more. And if we check over here, we should actually have some in there. Or not. Alright, so while all that's happening, it's time to go ahead and get some pipes. What flavor are we using today? Well, hopefully polyethylene. I don't know if we have any though, because we probably don't. Actually, we actually just legitimately don't have any. Wow. That is, predicament. Oh, we do. We also have these guys. What's the difference? This guy's a little bit faster. We'll take him. It's gonna end up being a mixture of both pipes, but, hey, it's fine. It's fine. We actually have a water pipe. Right here. This is a small polyethylene pipe. And it contains water. So what we're gonna do is, we're gonna climb up here. We're gonna go ahead and use these wood pipes and connect them to it. Which I'm not really too sure how we're gonna get the... Actually, it should be no problem. We just gotta dig down here, and then we'll just find our way from here. Which is just a single block. Legitimately, a single block got us to where we need to be. And then we can just pipe. At this point, the distance is so short that we might actually be able to just use polyethylene. Which I would like, because it looks much more aesthetically pleasing. And that should be connected, and now we can climb up. Here it is. So we put this in the mixer. I say we put this in the mixer. Nice. And what that's gonna do is it's gonna do its job. It's gonna mix up, it's gonna do its stuff, and it's gonna have a nice time. Once it finishes, it will send out the electrostatic separator, which will produce two byproducts, which can be processed further. Notably, desalted oil and oily brine, which are both interesting products in themselves. We're gonna go ahead and take a look at oily brine first. Centrifuging, and it gives you salt water. So we need a centrifuge. And then for desalted oil, the processing for this is directly in a distillation tower, or through a distillery. So, we're gonna go ahead and take a distillery, or actually a centrifuge and a distillery. Why are we gonna use a low voltage distillery? Well, we're not using it for oil. Yeah, because we don't need to. We're not using it for the oil, okay? And we're gonna need quite a few pumps for this too. We're actually gonna make 2 pumps. Why not? Reason being, I want to be able to pump liquids straight out of the barrel, so I don't have to fill it by hand. Alright, last thing we're gonna do, as far as this is concerned, is make the distillery. Now you all know how to do this. I've done this a million times. Do I really need to tell you how to make a coil? I think so. It's such a stupid joke, and not even a joke at all. That's more like torture for all of you watching. If you don't understand what I mean is that I basically have taught you all how to do this like 600,000 times. And the only reason you would not understand that is if you have just come here. Anyway, we're taking long copper rod and we're shoving in bending machine on the first setting to make a coil. How wonderful. This coil is the future. Now that it was done, we can make the wonderful device called a distillery, which is found here. Nice. No, this is not for the oil. This is for other purposes. Most notably to get salt from the salt water. You're probably asking, why on earth would any person want to grab salt from salt water? Well, personally, I think we could just send salt over there, get sodium chloride. I mean, like, that's what we get from the distillery, right? No. Well, we're getting salt back out of it so we can process it into chlorine. This allows us to basically turn this into making methane, making all of the chemicals we need to make polytetrafluoroethylene. Alright, so we're gonna need a fluid filter. The last of its kind. This is the final fluid filter we can make. Unless we go get more brass. Are you kidding me? Why the heck is the blast furnace constantly running down here? This is like insane. What is going on right now? We're making aluminum? Oh yes, we also need to... Oh dear, that would cause an explosion, wouldn't it? Ah, I see. Well, how do we deal with that? It's, unprecedented issues now. So this is going to fill it with oily brine, right? Yeah. So basically this guy can output his brine into this guy. We're gonna go ahead and hook up a pipe between the two. So the oily brine goes in the centrifuge. And that needs to be at, how much to be processed? 1,000 liters. So you need 1,000 liters of that to process it. But desalted oil, we already have a bunch of this. This other pump will basically allow us to process the oil constantly. So what we'll do is we'll hook it up there. We're going to set it to import mode. And then if we just put in a barrel of oil right here, it just runs. That is the start of our oil processing setup. This is one of the lines that's going to be the most important for us to do, as this line itself is going to require us, or is going to be required for fixing all of our old processes. I'm talking automated ethanol, automated everything, and it's not going to be too difficult to do. But my hope is that between episodes I can get the last 4 pieces of this stuff. It's quite a grind. It takes quite a long time, though. I doubt we'll actually get that. I doubt I'll even play between episodes. Bear in mind that this is all after around... how many days? A long time. 8.29 days of time have gone into us getting to the point where we're at. We're almost there. And before we finish, let's go ahead and do this. Let's give it a demonstration. So basically, this will give us 2 products from it, and well, we want one of them, really. And we want the salt water to go into this guy, and we want the regular oil to go into this guy. The simple way of doing this is filtering fill and drain. This basically means that whenever it drains and fills, it's only going to export this desalted oil. Or actually, no. There is no actual way I could do this super compact where I have the oil come out this side. We gotta make a brass plate so we can make this brass thingy nice. There is actually a way to do this, believe it or not. So basically, we will take this and we'll slap it there. Now what this is going to do is going to be set to filter fill, and it's only going to allow desalted oil. So what we can do now is set this guy to... click on that side, input from output side, as you can see down there at the bottom. Allow input from output side. So if we just switch this to the air, and then we just press this button, it does not do anything, because this pipe is full. But now it should actually do something. No, it doesn't. Do that.